back to the gossip. Okay. So, I think this will be my story time. We're going to do it in one take. We go there. I'm happy, jolly. Hey, good morning. Let me tell you, I walk in the door. Maybe I ain't in that thing for 30 seconds. The Asian lady say, hey, good morning. Can I help you? First mistake one. Yes, girl, hey. So she checked me in. Unfortunately, your name isn't coming up on the iPad or whatever. So you're not going to be able to come in. Just like that. Then I'm like, oh, no, that's not how it works, honey. You can just look me up by my ID and my payment method. That's how it usually works. No, I'm going to call my supervisor. So she whispered to the supervisor. The supervisor ain't even listening. As I'm talking to the supervisors, they're whispering to each other. I say good morning to the lady. The lady don't say nothing. I said, okay. So I'm saying, oh, hey, there must have been a mix-up with that's just my profile name on the Priceline, but here's my government ID, my passport, and here's the ticket, whatever, it's in my email. I can show you the Priceline. Oh, I'm sorry, it's over. You can't do anything. Maybe you can call Priceline and get it fixed out. So I hop on the phone with Priceline. I'm on the phone with Priceline. You know, Priceline is Priceline, so it's a 800 number or whatever. I don't have a direct connection to Priceline. So we don't end up getting on the phone until maybe close to 8. Boarding is at 8. But before, as I'm calling Priceline, I'm still in the line to go. As I'm in the line to call Priceline, I am going to a different section of the airport of Alaska Airlines to check my bag in. I get in line. The Samoan lady, she sees me. I let her check me, and I explain to her, oh, that's just my profile name or whatever. She says, okay. She goes to the bag check place and prints me out a bag tag. As she's walking over to give it to me, they do their little bump mean girl thing and whisper to her, so she don't want to give it to me. I say, hey, hey, can I have my bag tag? She say, oh, it's invalid. And she says it like real loud and proud in front of like all these white people and everything. So I do pull away. I'm like, okay, we ain't gonna blow up. Okay, so I go from her to a different part, from the same section, but to the man. I'm like, hey, I just want to get my bag tags. He says no, because it doesn't match. I'm like, okay, basically everybody's saying the same thing. Let's get the managers. Nobody want to call the manager. It's only the Latin lady who keep on being the manager. She don't want to give me her manager. So we're waiting. Priceline ends up talking to her on the phone. We already missed the plane at that time, 8:15, 8:27. So he's on the phone with her like, hey, could you let my passenger get on board? Because she's been there. She has the flight. Let's honor the reservation. No, we're not gonna honor it because her name doesn't match. And he's like, well, can you look it up this way? Can you do this for her? Nope, we can't do anything. Thank you. Nope, sorry, we can't do anything. And she's basically walking away. I'm like, hey, lady, talk to this man. Help me. Do something. That's all I kept saying. Like, can you help me? Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to say do your job and all that. I'm just like, oh, can you help me? No, we can't help you. We can't help you. And then she's like flipping her hair off to the next person in the line. I'm like, okay. So, Priceline is basically bumping me back to Alaska saying, okay, well, I really don't know what to do because you missed the first flight on the reservation, and usually they'll just put you on standby for the second flight. But it seems like she's denying that for you. I said, okay, so what are my options? He wants to say basically rebook the trip. She's basically saying rebook the trip. Now, there was a 9 o'clock flight that he was trying to get me on. She denied me. And then there was an 11 o'clock flight that I was trying to get on, but that was with a different airline. So I'm like, well, is there any way that I can get a deal or some type of compensation to get with the United, which is at 11 o'clock, 11:55? He's like, no, we can't really do that. You basically have to book everything. So I guess that is the story time, short and sweet. So then I'm waiting and I'm brewing and I'm stewing and I'm like, what in the hell? Because a part of me do want to turn it up. Like, you need to honor this reservation. Stuff like that. Because, I've seen it work sometimes. But also I've seen it not work. You know what I mean? And so, kind of docile, I'm not going to lie to you. Kind of just like confused, taking it back. Like, didn't really know which card to play for real. Didn't really know which card to play. But was definitely upset. Upset and frustrated and upset, kind of sad, because I felt like the mean girl energy was just taking over the professionalism. It was no longer we can't accommodate you because of X, Y, and Z. it was the hair flipping and the whispering that was it for me. Because like I said, the boarding pass is printed out. So so it can't be invalid, and it can't be like like you got paid already. Alaska got paid, Priceline High got paid, so just give me the ticket. But okay, neither here nor there. You don't want to give me the ticket. You don't want me to go. Okay, fine. Not fine, but I can deal with it. I've heard no a lot in my life. You know what I mean? So I finally get the big boss, her boss. She finally gave it to me. Ooh. I had to break real hard. I finally get the boss around, it has to be like maybe 11:30 or so. But by that time, the United flights had left. And so I'm looking at basically afternoon flights, either afternoon flights or overnight flights. But still out of pocket. And I just didn't really know if I was able to have recourse if I would have pressed the issue with Alaska, or if, like maybe if I would have called Alaska instead of calling Priceline for them to honor the flight, but that would have been better. There's just like a lot of what ifs, but that's basically the end of the story. I talked to the manager, what was her name, Genesis. I talked to her, like a Filipino lady, and I just told her how Vasquez was acting. It was A. Vasquez, Ruby is the Asian chick, the Samoan chick, I didn't get her name, and then this Genesis lady. So I'm talking to Genesis, and I'm like, what's up with this lady? Like, why should it allow me to get on? But Genesis also doesn't allow me to board either. She doesn't, she's basically like, well, next time book with the airline instead of Priceline, because then that would have been easier for her to make accommodations for me, like putting me on standby or rebooking me or something like that. If I would have just booked with the ticket, but then why does Priceline exist then? If it's, yes, it's going to be always better. It's better to get Cheetos from the Cheeto factory, but that's why we have corner stores. You know what I mean? Of course, that's why we have Toyota dealers as opposed to going to Japan. You know what I mean? Like, what is happening? What are you saying right now? So the lady's apologetic. By that time, I am kind of tearing up about like my family. I mean, it was my family or whatever. And it's not an event. I was going to the event. So then I'm like, okay, well, I paid for a day. Now this should have sent me over the top, but it did, but internally. I heard a lot of stuff in, and that's not good for black women or not good for us, because that's how you're gonna get a lot of stress. That's how you get your brain aneurysm. That's how you get your heart attacks when you hold it in. So I'm in line, a different line, man I ain't never worked with, not the white guy from earlier, to get my refund because I already checked my bag in. The man is trying to process my refund. Ruby come out of nowhere. The Asian chick that first stopped me when I got in, Ruby come out of nowhere. Damn near bumped me over to see the man doing it on the computer. I got a picture of that. I'm gonna see how I can insert a picture. She's looking at the computer and he's like, oh yeah, I'm giving her a refund for my bag. I want to say, girl, we don't need you. That was on the tip of my Thanks for listening, y'all. On top of me.